The Double Exposure Film Festival tells investigative stories on really important topics. And this weekend, all around Penn Quarter, you're going to see premieres and conversations and events around these films. One such film is bringing to town Dr. Green from ER, Goose from Top Gun, even the Chief of Staff to the White House and designated survivor, Anthony Edwards. Thanks for joining us.
Hey, thanks for having me, Tommy.
So as you're coming to town for the film Magic and Monsters, it's the Mid-Atlantic premiere. Tell us about the film and tell us about how you got involved with this.
Yeah, so for the last 10 years, I've been actively involved in helping break down the stigma and myths around childhood sexual abuse, and in particular, male sexual abuse, because men have been so quiet and so silent for so long. And I'm the classic case of someone who didn't discuss, look at, or even examine what happened to me when I was 14 until I was 52 years old.
The largest children's theater in the world, it turns out, is in the Minneapolis-St. Paul area.
Children's theater was a national gem.
It's really been out of activism. Nora Shapiro's made this beautiful film that really looks at how this assault can happen within organizations.
When you look at the Double Exposure Film Festival, why do you think film leads itself to telling these stories so well?
You know, someone asked me that the other day as to, like, can you recommend, movies that deal with this subject? And the reason why art is important to us is because writers are expressing a truth, something that's deeply held within them. And documentarians do that naturally. They really are getting people to speak truths. And when truths are illuminated, we want to listen. That's what we're drawn to as humans. So it's a perfect place and really important.
You've been on the Hill before. You're talking about 1 in 6, the organization that you're the board chair of. You've testified. You've done advocacy. Do you hope that showing this film in D.C. will create any kind of policy change?
You know, in the world that I'm playing in, the subtle changes are the biggest ones. And that's the thing that keeps coming up for me is normalizing the conversation. When you look at an issue like childhood sexual assault, nobody wants it. Everybody wants it to go away. But how do we make change happen? And what I learned from being on the Hill and being around there are things like breast cancer. When breast cancer was early days, there was so much stigma involved that women were not getting the help. And the same thing applies here. As long as we're not talking about it, as long as we're ashamed of it, then young people who are abused or assaulted will stay silent. They'll stay quiet because it's taboo to speak. And unfortunately, perpetrators are not going away. But how quickly we react to them is the only thing we can change. And that's what our goal is. And we're going to do that by taking the shame away. This is something that happened to you. It's not something that was brought on by you.
Anthony Edwards, thank you. And be sure to check out Magic and Monsters, part of Double Exposure Film Festival. That is closing night Sunday at the Naval Heritage Center in D.C.